Start recording, start streaming. Are you sure you want to start the stream? Yes.
Are you sure? This is
We're
last.
streaming. We're streaming. We're live.
Your
We
mistake.
are live. Well, fair enough. Cool. And I'm muted on it as well, so the audience isn't immediately going to hear me in the background. Yes. Yes. Good.
Gotcha. Hey, you mind if I just take a picture so I can post on Instagram so all 96 of my Instagram followers can hop on your Twitch?
You may do that. Yes, I shall allow you. If you want to take a picture, I will read the opening to Vantage Point. So, welcome to Vantage Point, the place for me, glass half dead, to talk about the subjects I want to talk about without having to care about my YouTube channel analytics. So expect some heavy, rambling content as I turn the conceal order on what I want to talk about to an engage order. That is the entirety of the planned content for the next hour and a half. So anyway, people know who I am. Who are you?
I don't know who I am, Glass. My name is Ben. Hold on, let me do. Can I do my intro?
You may. Yes.
Hi, I'm Ben. I like Kill Team, and I want to talk about it. That's all you need to know about me.
Excellent. Okay.
I have a small Battle Brothers tabletop channel, small Kill Team channel, and I like talking about Kill Team, playing Kill Team when I can, and thinking about it, all that fun stuff, man.
Awesome. Yes. So obviously, that's where I say that's where I've met you from, but you're also I've met you elsewhere as well, like on Patreon.
Yeah.
I can't remember which I noticed you first, but regardless, we're just people talking about Kill Team. We're just people talking about Kill Team. And as it occurred to me recently, not enough people are doing that. And I say that whilst about to put this behind a paywall. So
you dirty hypocrite. You dirty dog, Glass.
Yeah, I'm a bad person. I think that's a fair comment. Yes.
Bad boy of Kill Team. That's what we chatted about.
You did say that. Yeah, I am a bad person. Yeah. Anyway, we have slightly different channels in the sense that obviously we're both talking about Kill Team. I, for whatever reason, tend to focus on the rules and how that interacts with, I suppose, people's level of fun and learning the mechanics of the game above anything else. And obviously a lot of my content tends to be beginner focused. You, however, approach Kill Team from a slightly different angle.
Yeah, and if I'll just out myself right here, it's because I don't feel confident enough talking about the rules and getting all that crunchy stuff down. I especially with the new edition, like the last edition I had, I could play without a rule book or whatever. I just don't feel. And now again, I guess I started here with this new edition. I kind of saw, well, let me hop on board, and so I just don't know the rules that well to speak confidently on them. But I can talk about factions and hobby, and because I know you really love the hobby side of things as much as I do. But I enjoy hobby and playing, and I haven't gotten into the competitive side yet, but that's something I would like to do in the future.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hate hobby. I was just earlier today. What have I done? I've just okay. So this is going to be part of a video later, but much later because it involves me completing hobby, which takes me forever. And
sneak peek.
Okay, it's good. Sneak peek. Firstly, before I give you the sneak peek, just hello to everybody in chat. Thank you very much for coming along. I'm terrible at multitasking. I'm probably not going to be able to talk much and talk to chat. I apologize, but please do talk either amongst yourselves or to me. Hello, Slick Brick. Do we think we're getting the new White Dwarf to be announced? What do we think we're getting in that? Do you have any ideas, Ben?
I have no clue, but I would love a Primaris Kill Team.
Right.
I feel like
right.
That would be my biggest hope, is that my Primaris would not suck.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, who knows what's going on there, right? Like, I'm still so genuine because it's GW. Why don't we have the Marine team yet, right? Like,
I'm shocked. Okay, so they're gonna make us pay for it, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, that's so. But yeah, I'm kind of shocked that Marines suck so bad from the jump.
Okay, I'm not sure if that's intentional though, right? Like, I don't think they've deliberately said Marines are going to suck until you get your team. I like,
I don't think so either. Some people
yeah,
do online are that cynical. Would never be me, but
some people have brain damage. Like, we don't really need to consider their opinions, in my opinion. Um, say what you will, I genuinely don't think GW is that intentional with their rules writing. I
I
do
agree.
believe that they are intentional in the sense that the bespoke teams are better than compendium. And if you
For
take
sure.
that as a negative, I suppose, fine. I don't. Like, in 40k in 8th edition, nobody was questioning why is the codex better than the index, right?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't a question that ever came up. Nobody said, hey, let's ban all 40k codexes until everyone has their codex. Let's all play from the index, right? It's like,
Right.
no, this is the ecosystem you're in. You might not like that you have to buy new rules, but you probably do.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Marines suck, and I don't really know why. I do
Yeah.
agree.
And again, like I'm not, I'm really not that mad at the compendium. Like I'm a big fan of compendium guard. Really, really
I'm
liking it. I
aware.
know there's
Yeah.
vet guard and all that stuff.
Mm.
I just don't like hitting on fours and 5-up saves. That's kind of, I just don't have fun with that. But
Mm.
I do like the compendium guard scions and stuff that I'm having a lot of fun with. So I'm not mad at the compendium teams,
No.
honestly. And if you want a good marine team, just take Death Watch. Like I'm really
Yeah.
not that mad about it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm much the same. I'm actually, so if I were to just sit down and play games right now, I've just played 2 games with the sisters, the Sisters and Vitiites, and then the Tower Pathfinders, and I'm still like, okay, yeah, I want to go back to Compendium. Like, these might be better teams, but I personally am not in a position where I'm ready to go that hard. Um, I'm a slow player. I have a job. Oh, like, all of these things are. I really haven't played that much Kill Team, to be honest with you. Much like you were saying, you feel like you don't really know the rules that well yet. Um, Neither do I. But I have a channel that's all about talking about rules, so I have to, I don't know, learn pretty quick, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
I'm right there with you. Like I played Kill Team. I played 2 games last night, and that was the first time I had played in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay,
And it's
nice.
just so I got a bunch of games in right at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I actually think the break, like a 3 or 4 week break, I was able to kind of reflect on everything, and I'm super hungry for Kill Team
Mm.
content, so I watch almost everything that gets put out
Nice,
from
nice,
tons of different channels, and so I feel like I was able to come back with a better grasp of the game in a weird
nice.
way.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, just I mean, it's a hobby, right? So hobby,
yeah.
if something has to take the back seat, it's the hobby thing. So
For sure. I think there's definitely valid advice there. I think most people get to a certain point where they're like, okay, I haven't. At some point, you know nothing, and so all information goes into your brain and out because you have no way to relate it to. But then you get a few games in, and you're like, okay, I I know that I don't know much, but I know that I know something, and then you
sure,
can start to consume content, and then you can genuinely go away and not play for months, and come back and be better. But
sure,
when you
yeah,
genuinely know nothing, it's like, yeah, no, you suck. Yeah,
yeah,
and this
yeah.
information isn't helpful for you. Just
Yeah.
very quickly, question: with Chownath being released soon, how easy would it be to sub in the Pathfinders for the Krieg? I don't quite know what you mean by sub in there, but if you mean start playing Pathfinders, whereas before you've been playing Krieg, I think that it's a pretty good differentiate. Like, I think they are a good similarity. They are the shooting teams of their
Mhm.
boxes. Not that the commandos are bad at shooting, but I played Pathfinders the other day. I'm going to be making a battle report on that soon, and very strong, very strong. Their mark lights mean that they are actually hitting accurately, and they have really good shooting. That
It looks so
4-5
good.
is just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so good. And I'm not a
Yeah.
big Tau fan. By the
Mm.
way, kudos on that Tau paint job.
Thank you.
That
I mean,
yeah, yeah,
obviously, I commissioned it.
yeah, well,
It
it
wasn't
looks
me.
great.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I like, I don't know, as I do in every single video I put out, I complain about how I hate hobby, and sometimes people say, would you like me to paint something for you? And I said, oh, yes. Tau. I'm interested in Tau in big 40k. And I think just as he'd asked me that, I had just learned that Pathfinders were coming up in Chalnath.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, don't paint the current like fire teams for Tau. Let's wait until Chalnath releases. And I'd already had the idea that I wanted at least one of my teams to be the kill team colors, right? Because that makes sense, you know, the orange, the black, the slate grey kind of thing. And I dropped it off to him as soon as the box turned up to me. I got it to him. He got it back to me. I mean, late, but just because there was not much time in Chalnath. And I was like, but then I was like, in that little interim time, I was like, hey, I also want a 40k army. Do you want to paint more stuff? So he's painted like 3 broadsides because I love broadsides, and like a start collecting box and a riptide. So
nice.
Yeah. So cool. I'm pretty hyped.
I love Tau designs.
Yeah.
I have like PTSD from them from last edition. So I don't know if I'll be running them because sure. I just hate them. But I actually it's really love hate.
Okay.
But yeah, but I kind of, not to backtrack, but I haven't gotten into any of the bespoke teams really either.
Cool.
Compendium is so easy to pick up and play. So that's what I've been doing. But yeah, I mean, Tau look like super killer. The new ones, the new Pathfinders.
Yes. I mean, as I said in my video, so far I think they're probably the best team.
Yeah, but looks wise, me, yeah.
At the same time, I still think commanders are seeming to be really strong. I know a lot of people think that yes, yeah, like a Warhammer World top 4 were all commandos.
Mind numbing, yeah,
crazy. That's not good. But yeah, I will actually be very surprised if because obviously we had the balance FAQ that helped fix Custodes. I'd actually be really interested to see if GW has the balls to go ahead and fix a bespoke team. Like maybe they're like, nope, work is intended. I don't know.
I would hope they'd put their money where their mouth is and just say actually and get that fixed for us. But you know, who knows?
No clue. No clue, obviously. I mean, I also hope they would, and I think the fact they responded to Custodes so quickly was good. But is that because they don't care about the compendium and they're willing to just do whatever? But then bespoke teams, no, pure speculation. Pure speculation.
I don't know. I know nothing.
No, me neither. I mean, that's just how I go through life. I know nothing. Yes, people are talking and I'm not reading anything in chat, so that is standard. No, it's fine.
I'm a stranger in this world, Glass. I'm telling you.
No. I mean, somebody's talking about hunters from Deathwatch, and I'm like, I don't think they have hunters, so that's confused me. Yeah, but yes, I'm much the same. The reason I'm not really that into the bespoke teams yet is because I'm not yet confident enough with any, not with the rules. I know the rules. What is my camera doing? I don't know. Not with the rules. I know the rules. I know the core rules. I know them very well. What I don't get is the tactics. I'm not a good enough player. If you mirror match me with just 5 Marines that even I can handle, I'm still not like, yeah, I can win that matchup. You know, like they could still take me. I'm just not a very good player yet.
Yeah, it's just super early on, and kudos to the people out there who are crushing, who can catch on so quickly.
For sure.
Kudos, that is not me.
No.
And I tell you what, I am really interested in what is it? Yeah, what is it? Hunter Clades?
Yes.
What is the AdMech?
That's the
I'm interested in them. Yeah.
Oh, are you?
I'm interested in them because I like Scions are my favorite right now, but they get crushed by like anybody who has like a 8 to 10 like wound melee model that they can just send in. Like they just get eaten for lunch.
Sure.
So I like having like some Sicarians, whatever, melee to kind of pad that a little bit. So I am interested in that. That'll probably be my first bespoke team that I really dive into.
Oh, interesting. Okay. You know, so with AdMech being the first bespoke team, like in White Dwarf, I was actually really concerned because, I mean, okay, obviously everyone's different. I thought they looked boring, and I felt like they were just the compendium team, but with a slightly better ploys. And I was like, this isn't really what I wanted. This could have easily been the compendium team. Whereas, for example, with Warp Coven, I don't feel that. I was like, okay, yeah, they like this has loads of extra rules. This has a completely different makeup. I'm okay with Warp Coven.
Yeah.
And obviously, who knows what's coming next? But I
Yeah,
hope.
you're a Suns player, aren't you? That's your kind of.
I haven't. No, not now. There's too many rules. I'm like, that's like the most complicated team out.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I don't
have.
even know what to do with it.
I also hate painting them. I'll never paint another Thousand
Oh, okay.
Suns.
You just have to not care how they end up looking. That's my trick.
Okay, that's the trick. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all I do. But yeah, so I.
Wait, but your Thousand Suns look great, honestly. The red scheme, the silver, they
Okay.
look pretty good, man.
Yes,
They're
that's
not yellow. That's a start.
well, yellow would look better, but if you, the thing is, here's the trick. Okay. So I just bought a new iPhone, right? And I've made a big thing about this because it works really well for streaming. I could have used this now, that would look better. Anyway, and one of the big things about it is it has a macro lens. So when you get close enough, it shifts to a separate camera to give you better, higher quality close-up detail.
And then you can see how garbage your models look.
Yes,
right.
That is the worst feature of this new iPhone. Let me tell you that right now. I don't need that. That's really bad for me. No, but so like, I don't. My Thousand Suns look fine. They have a bright, bold color scheme. But they like they're. If you actually look at the red panels, they're streaky. Because I literally just hit them with that Blood Angels red contrast and move on, right? It's there are no fine, like, clear brush strokes. It's a striking army, which is something that I feel if I had to be, deconstruct my style. I feel that I am quite good at bold schemes.
Yeah, sure.
But like my technical ability is 0. But the scheme holds it up. If you don't like my schemes, you're gonna hate everything I do, obviously. But if you like the fact that I tend to do very bright, high contrast, then I'm pretty good at that, I guess.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I can get behind that.
Awesome. And yeah, going back a little bit, because this was all a huge tangent off me saying
Yeah, sorry, man.
that we have 0 plan. It's fine. Off me saying that I'm talking about hobby off of a video that's coming up soon, and I forget why I was going to say this. The most expensive kill team. That's my hobby video coming up. I'm hyped for
Nice.
it. Yeah. Why? I don't know.
But just for fun, man.
Yeah, it's got to be a Deathwatch team. And I really like all of the Primaris conversions because I was like, these look really cool. I think I will never do a mini Deathwatch team, right? But then I was like, okay, yeah, these, and like, of course, you're going to use a heavy intercessor for the frag cannon dude, and of course, you're going to use an assault intercessor for the charging guy, and then that does tend to be quite expensive. Like once you bought each of those kits, maybe you can double up on a few of them. But then I was like, what if I do each model is one of the chapter master models? So it's Mephiston, Lazarus, Torgaradon. So I was like, yeah, who needs a wallet? I guess. Who needs? Yeah. So that's gonna take me ages. That's my hobby. That's my hobby. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. See, I actually think,
and they'll be painted terribly, to be clear.
Well, hey, man, that's what we come to expect, right? Striking, bold.
Thank you.
I actually think the Deathwatch.
Yes, I got Shrike. Sorry.
Are some of the best firstborn Marines they make anymore. If I was going to run like a firstborn, I think they look the best of what GW makes right now.
Yeah,
but Primaris for sure. I
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and like, I mean, as people have kind of pointed out, one of the really lucky things with the Deathwatch is that they are upscaled a little bit. So the
Just
arms do still fit the Primaris, which is
yeah.
super useful because I don't think they're going to fit the Chapter Masters. So that I'm really screwing myself
No,
over
yeah.
here.
Good luck.
But yeah, thanks. So anyway, that's something I have to figure out. So what games have you played recently? Let's talk about the actual game. What did you learn
Game.
from your games?
I learned that Death Guard are fun. I played
Mm,
Death Guard and Scions, and so, or excuse me,
okay.
I piloted Death Guard, and then
Okay.
in the second match I piloted Scions. I actually have. I'm sure it won't show up here, but I had this really cool dude on. I'm sure it won't focus or anything, or be able to see how
Yeah.
cool this is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody named, I think on Instagram it's at Carcos, Carkos. Just kind of painted these out of the goodness of his heart for me, and
Oh,
he's a
awesome.
really cool painter. And so I just got them in and I played them. And I probably won't ever run a Death Guard fighter ever again.
Okay.
And if I do, I definitely won't run the Plague Cleaver because
Oh
I
dear.
biffed so bad and then
Yeah.
got one shotted by a Crutox. Um, which is again, Crute. I mean, die real quick, but that Crutox, that's a little beast, man.
That
That
is.
guy's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
beast.
That's a beast.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I ran Death Guard, and
Okay.
I love elite teams. I don't like anything more than 10 models. I'm hating my life,
Yes.
and even 10 models is pushing it.
I
Um,
agree.
yeah, but then Scions are my favorite. I just think shifting those three, you can give some people 3 APL when you want,
Mm.
and then with kind of how people, actually people still are fighting over Scion rules in my comment sections on my Scion video.
Okay. Good for them,
But
I guess.
yeah, I love Scions. I think they're great.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of the Scions as well. And I echo your sentiment on 10 models is my max. I really don't want to go over that, to be honest. I mean, to be fair though, Pathfinders is over 10 models. And I just about managed to handle that. But it's nah. Honestly, I'm waiting for an elite team to be good. And I want to know how they do that. Because, for example, all of the bespoke teams have been 10 plus models? No,
Yeah,
they're
or
10 slots. And
standard, right?
yeah, yeah. And then how do you kit it out? You can go as low as 6, I think. But
Right.
you can also go higher. But yeah, I definitely want to see how they decide to balance that out. Death Guard
Yeah.
are an odd one. That disgustingly resilient is
Model.
so frustrating.
It's frustrating to play against, and it's
Yes,
also frustrating to pilot. Both
sure,
ways.
because you can't do anything reliably. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Tell
yeah.
you what, though, it did keep. I mean, I rolled 12 because I was getting one shotted by that Crutox,
Yeah,
and I rolled 12, and I made one, so I was able to stay alive. So that, I mean, it did come in clutch there, but then I got just wasted by the
sure.
Crutox afterwards. But I just feel, yeah, five bodies is. I mean, that 6 body, like Chaos Space Marines, is my favorite. I mean, it's probably everybody's favorite elite team right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
If I'm doing Marines, I'm doing that, and that 6 body makes all the difference in the
It
world.
does. And
And
that's
it's
6 bodies at 12 wounds instead of 11,
exactly,
which is actually pretty big. That
makes a
extra wound saves me. Oh,
yep.
often. Yeah,
And then they have just their ploys. I think are so good. Some of the best compendium ploys,
sure.
at least for elite teams for sure.
Have you played Heretic Astartes much?
Yeah, actually, that's
Okay.
I've mostly run the 3 with the cultists, which I don't like. Um,
Okay.
and so
That's
I'm working on a 6 model right now.
why don't you like the cultists?
I hate them.
That's fair. Okay.
I hate running little pasty guys who get just pasted. I hate
Okay.
it.
Right.
I hate hitting on 5s. I hate dying easily. It's just my stupid preference. I
Okay.
feel like that list in the hands of a good player has more legs,
Sure.
but I'm not
Yeah.
that good player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm much the same. So like I am happy to sit down and say that I think from what I've read and looked at, the best compendium team is probably Gene Stealer Colts.
Oh,
And
100%.
yeah, like
I play against them all the time, and I hate
okay.
it.
But they're a lot of models. I couldn't be the best with them. I'm not that good yet. But objectively, if it was just a strong player, they probably want to be playing that team, and they probably want to be playing nothing less than 10 models. Whereas we're here
Right.
like, I like a solid 5 models. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Although I will say, in our defense, I really like 3 APL.
Yeah, for sure. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's
Easy
just
on my brain.
yeah. Like, and it makes you so fast, and it increases your threat range so much compared to anything else. Like, I like the Marine teams, and I like Harlequins. That's kind of everything else I have played so far. I haven't enjoyed yet. Whereas when
Yeah.
I'm playing a Marine team, I feel like every model's doing cool things. Like win or lose, I feel like I'm doing good things with them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's my main practice partner is my brother, and he runs Kroot and he runs Gene Stealer Colts, which are two
Okay.
very different teams to play against.
Yeah.
And yeah, those metamorphs with balanced brutal rending on their claws or whatever, it's just they eat. Doesn't matter what you put in front of them, they're gonna chew through it. And yeah, so I think Gene Stealer Colts are mad strong.
Beastly says Battle Brothers tabletop, loving your videos, dude. And then as an afterthought, he says yours too, Glass. So he's obviously dead to me now.
Man, I'm just the new kid in town. I won't last. You
Not
glasses
at
forever.
all. Not at all. You're doing good videos, man. And then Griffin
Thank you.
says Gene Stealers stronger than Custodes? Question mark. What do you think?
Whew. In the hands of a
Hmm.
good player, in the hands of not me. I mean, you have a mining laser, which is okay against custodes.
Hmm.
And also you have those what are the command point guys call them, like missile models in the metamorphs? They call them missiles.
Sure.
Where I mean you can tie up because you're gonna die, but you're gonna put some big hurt on the custodes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, the
but you
metamorphs
know,
are really good. Definitely. I would say though that I haven't actually. That will probably end up being my next match. I haven't played Custodes since they've gone to 3 APL,
neither
and
have I.
since I was better at the game, because obviously I did a battle report where I was Custodes against Stephen from Vanguard Tactics Harlequins. That was
Right.
like my third game ever.
Yeah.
Like I would
Rough.
like to play Custodes again now that I actually kind of understand the game a little bit and know a bunch of the funky things you can do.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the board where there was like three different levels, right? Was that the board with
Yes,
the
that's right.
levels? Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, that would
Cool
we
idea. I mean, it looks great.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But we misplayed Domino Field. I didn't know enough to understand that. Oh, I just have to move within circle and I can shoot you still.
Sure.
So
Right.
yeah. It is what it is. Like it was still a good good fun game. I think it's just
Yeah.
if you.
That's cool to watch.
But why does anybody watch a battle report? Do they really want the most competitive, top tier game they can get, or do they want two people having fun? Or I don't know. I don't know.
Good question. I
Yeah,
think personally, as somebody who never wants to do a bat rep as long as I live,
fair.
um, I think I either enjoy watching just two people having a good time, or I also do enjoy like two really killer players
Sure.
like playing at a super high level. I think some of the in between I'm not super
Okay.
keen on. Maybe
All right.
I don't know. That's just me thinking through it out loud.
Yeah. I mean, do you care about 40k? Do you watch 40k content?
I do. I do.
Okay.
Do I care about playing it? I don't have the time to
Oh no,
play a
sure. But I
40K
mean,
game.
do you watch
I
battle
love watching.
reports?
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of
So
them.
who do you watch?
Okay. Well, I mean, I really like Play On, right? I mean, Play On
Yeah, sure.
is
Yeah, sure.
so fun to watch. It's cut so well,
Yeah.
um, and produced at a really high level. So I like them probably the most.
Right. Okay.
I don't like
But
watching the live streams of 40K though. I refuse. I just don't
okay.
have much time.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind then. I was going to say, so surely by what you said, you should also like to watch Art of War 40k, who are the literal best players in the world, doing a live stream of their game, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
like, I get more views on my battle reports than they do, which is insane,
Yeah. Well,
right?
it's
Like,
yeah. Well,
I mean, because they're 3 hour long games, right? But like,
I think it's what it comes down to. It's just time. It's just
yeah,
time.
yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Well, also, not to just butter you up, because I know probably how much you hate compliments.
Lube me up,
Uh,
baby. It's fine.
I actually, the last one you did, which is kind of like the pictures, kind of your picture
Oh yeah.
style. I don't mind that at all either. I actually
Yeah.
quite enjoyed that.
No. So I copied. There's some YouTube channel for 40k called like Priority Orders Discarded. It's 40k. He takes about 5 pictures, like 1 or 2 per turn, and just talks. He doesn't even talk. Sorry. He obviously types out his script and then puts it through a text to speech converter, and that's it. That's the video. And I have watched his videos start to finish, but I don't do
Hmm.
that with any other battle report. The way I
Interesting.
consume battle reports is I watch the start where they explain the list, and I jump to the end and hope that they actually explain how the game went. They
Gotcha.
never do, by the way. It's a waste of time. Maybe they say, "Oh yeah, that was good, wasn't it?"
Right.
I didn't watch the battle report. Say more. Tell me.
Yeah.
Because I don't
The
actually care about the middle parts. But
agreed. The fluff, I don't care about. I mean, when I say fluff, just like the in between, thinking
sure.
about what you're gonna do. I don't want to watch that. I'm sorry.
I think I'm more about I don't actually care at all what happens in dice rolls, and nobody explains why they're doing things. Like, but that's what I want because I'm learning the game, right? I'm learning how
Right.
to play 40k, and I want
Right.
someone to stop in the middle of moving something and saying, "I had 2 options here, and I decided to do this one because I think that in 2 turns' time it's going to get me there." That's
Right.
interesting
Yeah.
to me, but no one does that because it would take ages. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And play on do kind of that where they will kind of explain a little bit what's
Okay.
happening. Not to the extent that you
Yeah.
just mentioned, but
No, sure.
they'll kind of make sense of stuff, and so I
Yeah.
do like that. But everybody likes play on tabletop because they're great.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah. I had a really cool idea. I would only ever do it once because it would take so much editing. Of copying play on tabletop, but deliberately doing it bad. Because one thing that they do is they make it very American. It's like a
Right.
sports show. It's like like when they cut to the players sat down in a separate room. It's a
Yep.
talk show,
Yeah, like
right?
a little headshots.
And the problem is I can't quite figure out how to make it obvious that I'm making fun of British television, as opposed to, oh, this guy's just bad at videos. So yeah, if I could
Gotcha.
figure out how to make it obviously satire, I would do that. But
I get that for sure.
yeah, but I can't do that. So right, everyone's now complaining I called them American. Here's the things, guys. I know they're Canadian, but they do American TV. So suck that dick. I don't know. Right. Sorry, I'm gonna read what people have said about battle reports because we just ignore them for ages there.
Sorry.
Commissar says, "Why do I watch a battle report? I pay attention to the rosters and then keep an ear on it while I paint in the background and hope to absorb some tactic stuff, occasionally turning around to pay attention." I think, yeah, I've got to say, I do think that long form battle reports are okay if you're hobbying. Like,
Sure.
I can get that. Although I would say even then, because sometimes that's how I consume battle reports. I'm like, I will find myself half an hour in and just I actually haven't paid any attention to this now that they're playing the game. Like,
Yeah.
I can't look up to look at rolls, which is the only exciting thing, and they're not really explaining anything. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how much people complain about battle reports and how much like people watch them? Isn't that kind of weird?
What was that? Sorry.
I feel like I hear people complain about bat reps all the time,
Yeah.
but then they get all the views. Like the bat rep channels are like
No,
killing it.
no, I disagree.
Really?
As someone that has spent a long time paying attention to this because I want to know whether or not I can make my channel just a battle report channel, I paid a lot of attention. The biggest channels are hobby channels. Like, but okay, so obviously in everything you get a huge stratification. So at the top end, hobby channels are the biggest. They get the most views. At the bottom end, it's possible that, or the middling range, it's possible that bat reps get more than
Gotcha.
hobby channels. I also think that perhaps battle reports they have a regular cycle of new releases that always get more views than generic, like, oh hey, we're playing these two teams that haven't released. Whereas hobby channels don't get that. Like,
Sure. Right. Yeah.
what? And I don't care about hobbies, so I don't really pay too much attention to the channels. But like a really big one that everybody watches at the moment that's really like making waves is Eons of Battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care for them because they're hobby, so, and I don't, that's not my thing, right? But like I see their videos and they're steaming away, and it's a guy chatting mainly, or similar to your videos, but he adds in more hobby, and like,
Right.
I just don't connect with that. Yeah.
They seem like, and I mean this in a good way, like a machine. Like they're a content machine. I see like there's a team of them, right? It looks
Yeah.
like
There's
maybe a
two
few
of
months
them,
ago.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. Boy, they just churn out content.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
good on them. I don't know how they do it,
Yeah.
but that's killer.
Well, they churn out content and they're getting great views as well. Like
Right. That's what makes it
it's
possible,
not
right? Yeah.
like, so for example, because obviously I'm more focused on the game itself, if we then take the opposite example, which isn't a battle report but is, everyone, Auspex Tactics,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
He puts out 3-4 videos a day. All of his videos they're not big hits, right? Like sometimes he gets them, right?
Right. Yeah.
But he's become a news channel, and news has a really short life cycle, like
Right.
a day or
Yeah.
two, really, and then people don't care anymore. Whereas hobby channels, if you put out how to paint yellow space marines,
It'll still be
that
relevant.
shelf life is years, you know.
Right.
But likewise, battle reports are pretty good in that way. So, for example, I just put out a Chaos Space Marines versus Sister Novitiates. If
Vicious.
anybody
Yeah.
comes along for the rest of this kill team cycle and types in Chaos Space Marine battle report, mine will come up. But it's also very niche. Everybody wants to know how to paint yellow Space Marines. A very, very, 1/20th of the player base want to know how to play Chaos Space Marines. So,
Sure. Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling away.
Ramble. Here for. That's what everybody's here for.
Maybe. Anyway, Eels of Battle are fine. I don't really watch them. Oh, there's another one out. Do you know Discourse Miniatures?
I do.
How do you feel about that?
Let me say this. I'll say. Let me tell you what I like about Eons of Battle. I
Okay, yeah.
like that Eons of Battle has been positive about Kill Team.
He has been, yeah, that's true.
And has been saying like, hey, maybe don't like talk crap until you haven't played it.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about Eons.
Okay.
And the opposite is true of what I don't care about for Discourse. I just we touched on it now. First off, they're killing it right now. Like holy crap,
they're doing amazing. Yes, no doubt.
Good for them.
100%.
We said this off camera. Life sucks enough as it is that I would rather just enjoy my hobby. And you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But other people, I get that other people feel like, well, life sucks, and this hobby is the one thing that keeps me going, so don't ruin it. So I get that side of it.
Yeah, I think for me,
you brought it up. Sorry, I just
no,
hijacked it.
No. Please do, because I'm very boring. I think for me, I blanked. You keep talking.
Discourse. Yeah, talking about discourse.
Yes.
And just some people.
The negativity.
I mean, really, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think I was talking to a friend about this just the other day. Like, so okay, so for the past, I don't know, 2-3 months, I have banned more and more people.
Really?
Yeah. So on YouTube, you can't ban people. You can only mute them so that they believe they're still commenting on your videos, but no one can see them. That's the most you can do. That's the most you can do. I wish I could ban people completely. And up until quite recently, I was very adamant that I never want to ban someone. I never want to remove comments. It's not my place. I'm someone that talks about Kill Team if they want to,
Right, yeah.
like to be honest, very rarely did I get personal attacks. Once or twice, but mainly it was about the subject I was talking about. So I was like,
Gotcha.
they disagree with me, that's fine. They can do that. But then recently I had a bunch of people come up with accusing me of being a shill for GW, which makes total sense because I'm now getting free stuff from GW, right? And at first I was like, I get it. That makes sense. But then I thought about it and I was like, are they right? Am I a shill for GW? And the answer will be on my Patreon. If you go there now, you no, no, and I thought about it very seriously, and obviously, people don't know when GW contacted me, right?
Sure.
I was already talking positively about Kill Team. By the time GW talked, like reached out to me, it was like really close to the release of Octarius. I
Oh
was
wow.
already doing the daily coverage of the Warcom articles before I even knew GW knew I existed. I at the time I genuinely thought I was on a blacklist because I regularly did like leaks of their rules like Pariah Nexus. I
Sure.
got their rules like a week early, so I assumed they hated me.
Actually, I was pleasantly surprised when you got the stuff early,
Sure.
and I think maybe for the same reason. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Um, and so I was like, I the reason I have become more positive about the game was actually as a result of other people being negative. I don't consider myself a positive person at all, and when people were just playing their game as they were in the old edition, I felt like it had been around long enough that it was already established. If people were playing it, they were playing it. If people weren't playing it, they weren't going to start if I was positive about it or negative, right? But with this new edition, I was just excited for it, right? Because I'm a Kill Team content creator, and this is Kill Team content. I was just
sure.
hyped. I mean, I say good things about Pariah Nexus. I'm easy to please, okay? Very obviously. And so the new edition of Kill Team, absolutely amazing. I'm hyped. Like everything is set up for me to be excited about this, regardless of GW's involvement.
Right.
And I don't know, I was just really excited. And then when there was so many people talking negatively on like Facebook and Reddit and stuff, it started to affect my interest in the game. And I was like, nah. And so I, as an almost as a self-defense mechanism, I became
Right.
overly positive. Oh
Huh.
no, sorry. I refused to criticize it
Sure.
because
Yeah.
I didn't want to add to what they were doing.
Yeah.
Now that the game's settled a bit, I'm happy to criticize it because
Right.
I think we've settled back to the early detractors have gone probably.
Right.
And now the game is open for legitimate criticism. But back then, I felt that I would just be piling on, and I don't think that helps anyone. And I
Yeah.
forgot why I was saying any of this to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard that from a few people. And that's actually now as you say that and I'm thinking about it, that's the reason I started whatever my little channel is.
mm, mm,
Is because people were just like I said talking so much trash about a game that's not even out. And so I turn on my camera and I just I like Kill Team. I want to talk about it
mm, mm,
and your coverage like all the articles they put out um it was really looking good to me, and I was getting excited about it, and I thought let's just give it a dang chance, right? Like let's play it before we write it off.
mm,
And I
mm,
think there's a lot of that in the community, also on YouTube channels talking, you know, that I think kind of hurt it, and people, YouTube channels influence right or wrong the community. And so there was a little bit of that going on. And so I just felt like let's just play our game and like it and give it a shot. So I'm right there with you.
mm, mm. Um, just to clarify the chat, we're not going to just slag off other content creators. They're
No,
asking what we
no,
think of tabletop minions
I think the whole
and
point of this was
Valrag.
Mac.
That is what we're doing, yes. And then I will delete
We're
everything.
safe behind the paywall, right? We can do whatever we want.
Yeah. No, this is live. Everyone sees this.
Oh
Uh,
no, then you need to delete what I. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, yeah. Um, to be fair to, I think, the last Star Strider there, Valrak is a shield.
Hey, hi,
So yeah,
hi, the
what?
Glass Star Strider. That's my bud.
He's in the chat. He's in the chat. No, no. I don't know. Valrak does come across as a bit of an advertisement for GW at times, but I get why. But
Mm-hmm.
he's not my vibe. He's not my vibe. But again, he
Nothing.
talks about
No reason.
40k all the time. Good for him.
Yeah.
You know. Um, Tabletop Minions. I actually didn't watch his reviews of Kill Team.
Really
I've
interesting.
only heard what he said from others, so I don't feel I can really comment on it. And I feel like they were probably being a bit too harsh on him because they said, "Oh, he just slagged off Kill Team for 10 minutes
To promote
and then promoted his thing at the end."
it. That's I know a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah,
I don't personally feel that way. I like table like that's the channel that got me into like playing Sigmar like 5 years ago. So
sure.
I like Uncle
Oh, okay.
Adam.
Yeah,
I like videos. It's hobby. I like hobby. I mean I think again I talking a little bit bad about Kill Team before it come out has come out. Don't love that, but also I mean I like his channel, and
yeah,
I
sure.
don't think that he's the type of person, not knowing him at all, to just destroy Kill Team and just to promote his mini game. I mean I
Yeah.
bought his game. I have his copy sitting on my desk right now. Um,
Bought and paid for Shill Battle Brothers Tabletop for Tabletop Minions. There, fair enough.
well, no, I
Yeah.
was did that for free actually. Yeah, I didn't
Excellent,
pay for it now.
excellent. They paid you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what happened.
To to be clear, to people thinking that I would probably, I don't know. I don't know him really. I don't know his ethics, his morals. But just thinking from a business perspective, I actually don't think there is any benefit to him slagging off another game and then saying buy my game. I would
Yeah, exactly.
suspect he should build a community of people that like a similar game, like Kill Team, and then say, hey, if you like this game, you might also like mine. That will probably, just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
If
I
I
agree.
were trying to shill my content, that's what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Speaking of which, the Glass Hefted skirmish game is coming out, right?
Yes, Glass Half Skirmish. It'll be out next week. Patrons only. Um. How do you feel about the Griffin asked? How do you feel about the monetization slash release scheme GGW has been using? I've had a few people I've talked about Kill Team 2 and they're put off from the game because of model lock-in. Only play commandos if you buy the commando box. I don't really know what that means there.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
always kit bash. Again, I don't quite.
I don't quite know what
I
model lock-in means. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, maybe just locked into the models that you can like. There's kit bashing.
Mm,
You can always kit bash. Some people hate that. I like it.
okay.
I like kit bashing. I know Glass, you're a big fan of kit bashing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I hate
and
painting, but I actually quite like modeling. Yeah.
oh, that's right. You do like the building side of things, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's fine. I know you meant it sarcastically, but it's fine.
yeah. It is. But I was wrong. You called me out. Thank you for keeping me straight. But yeah, I don't know. Model lock in. I guess it sounds like. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that grin.
You said it, man.
Yeah,
You said it.
that I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Uh, no, yeah, sorry. Model lock-in is obviously paywall. That's how people typically term that sort of thing.
Okay.
Paywalls. Oh man, I'm okay with it. Like, look, I would love to live in a society where everything is free. That sounds great.
Listen, they put out Kill Team stuff. I'm gonna buy it. I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
that guy.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
put out Kill Team stuff, and I'm gonna buy it. Other people are not, and that is 100% okay for any reason.
Sure.
But if you put out Kill Team stuff, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think in one of my videos doing the Warcom article things, I said like a throwaway line, which I felt was the least controversial statement possible, which was, if you don't want to buy new models, this probably isn't the game for you. And I felt that was fair, and I still feel that's fair.
Yeah,
Apparently not everyone views it that way, but I'm like, this is the hobby, isn't it? Like, we want new things, don't we? Am I
yeah.
crazy?
I cannot imagine. This is just me, and I have a problem. I 100% have a problem. I cannot like. I built my Scion team, and
Yeah,
I played like not even 10 full matches with it yet.
yeah,
I'm already thinking about building a different Scion team. just
Oh,
because I want to do that,
okay.
just to satiate the hobby monster that I am.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
and not that I'm any good at it, but I just enjoy it. And so, I have 30 3D printed Space Marine bodies coming in like tomorrow. Like I just
right.
I wouldn't enjoy having one team and running that for 6 months and then picking up another team. I
Sure.
just I like working on stuff, man.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's me. It's my idiot opinion. So
No. Yeah. Yeah. Right. We're all allowed our opinion, right or wrong. Um, when it comes to the rules, I'm actually still very up in the air about what I think about their release schedule. So on the one hand, I can't. I like that we're getting new rules, but on the flip side, I'm not sure about White Dwarf, and having seen how 40k is going, I'm nervous.
hmm.
If you ignore 40k, I can give you lots of examples. For example, I used to play X-Wing. Like I was very into
Yeah,
X-Wing for a time. I stopped way before 2.0 came out. I never had any concerns or issues with their release cycle. At no point did I stop and say, "Wow, I can't believe they're releasing a new ship with new rules. I'm outraged. This pisses me off." I
right,
suspect that if I were playing Marvel Crisis Protocol, I would not think, "Oh my god, they're releasing a new model. This completely invalidates my team because I have to buy one more model. This is
right,
outrageous." I want new things. New things are cool. That is not FOMO. That is not me having a sunken cost fallacy into buying into more things. This is just, I enjoy the hobby. I like the game.
right,
If I did not, I probably wouldn't be playing it. I probably wouldn't be building anything. And then I genuinely wouldn't care what they release. I'm in here because I like it. I
right.
like new
Yeah,
things. 40k scares me though. I don't entirely know why, because I'm somewhat separated from. I don't play it, right?
right.
Like, I'm one of those people that's like a bit of a keyboard warrior when it comes to 40k, in the sense that I I hardly play it. I've never played a 2,000 point game, and I will almost certainly never be on the top tables, which is where the problems are, right? But
Right. That's what I keep.
knowing those exist scares me, and knowing that I might turn up to a tournament and face AdMech scares me, right? I feel like there's a lack of balance, and I feel like it certainly seems that every codex is stronger, and I don't like that.
Right. Yeah.
And I am a touch concerned that everything in Kill Team will become the same way. Like, I think that Pathfinders are stronger than
Yeah.
Krieg,
Right.
but on the flip side, I think Commandos are probably stronger than Sisters. So you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
From looking at it. Yeah.
It's all hypothetical. It's all like, so what comes next? You know, and I'm I'm concerned, but I'm not so concerned that I'm concerned, but I'm gonna buy it all anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do if I'm gonna buy anything, why do I care if I'm gonna buy it all?
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way about just that's kind of always in the back of your mind with tabletop games and codex creep and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, yeah, Pathies look really good, and who knows what's coming next. I like the idea of White Dwarf because
mm-hmm.
again, people don't have to buy new models. You can just if you're already running that team, you can probably source from what you have.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, again, I can't speak too much on the whole bespoke things because I'm still enjoying the compendium right now, and it's easy for my little brain.
Me too. I'm still loving the compendium. Like, genuinely, those are the ones that I want to play. I don't really want to play the bespoke teams yet. I'm doing it for my channel so that I can put content out that
Right,
people like, that can hit on the zeitgeist of news, which is what people
right.
like. But I don't actually want to be playing them yet. But somebody did say up above something about the White Dwarf. Oh yes, so I've lost it, haven't I? Kill Team 21 is a hard sell to new players when rules are either in big boxes or hard to find white dwarfs. Fine for superfans like all of us, but it does seem like it will be a problem in the future. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, valid, right? So I think that's valid. Also, I mean, they're coming out with starter boxes and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, once that releases, that'll make it a little bit easier. I totally get that, but I don't know. That's kind of an interesting question. I think starter boxes and all that kind of stuff will help. Um,
Mm.
but I don't know. What do you think on that?
Well, very quickly, Tosify says, I spent most of my childhood not able to afford miniatures. Now that I can afford an expensive hobby, I enjoy being able to buy a new box set every quarter. So I think that is equally valid.
Yeah,
As I was saying, I want to spend my money on this. Like, I like that. Anyway,
same.
what do I think about the rules issue? It's a big issue. Mainly because it just drags us back to the fact that GW isn't doing digital rules.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's insane.
That's a big one.
Like, obviously, probably read my NDA before I say this. I love Wikipedia. Wikipedia is amazing.
Don't we all?
It's great. It's
What
great.
is that Russian dude?
Yeah,
What a saint!
yeah. He
What a
abs.
saint!
The thing is, though, it's the bare minimum. It has hyperlinks. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all that makes it good. It has hyperlinks in
yeah,
text.
and it's accessible to everybody.
Sure, sure. But no. If GW put out a website that you had to pay through for Warhammer Plus, and it had all of their rulebooks looking flashy, but it had hyperlinks, I would never touch Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that, yeah.
And,
But they
and
don't
what?
do
How
that.
much goodwill would that be for them if they were to move in that direction? Of as much hate as they're getting right now, and whatever, how much goodwill would that be for them to just say, "All right, here's something for you guys, make it a little bit
Yeah.
easier."
Um. I mean, obviously, it's something that a lot of people are asking for, and a lot of people say, why are you invalidating my books a month after I buy them, right? And it's like,
Right.
I get that. I mean, I want the rules fixed more than I want my book to be up to date. So please
Same.
fix the
Yeah.
rules. But kind of wish you would have just done that in the first place.
Exactly. Right.
And they're not. You know what? Literally any other games company, I give a pass to. But they're GW.
Yeah, well, they're the big boys. They are. They're
They
the big
can
boys.
literally afford a team of people to just do technical rules review,
Right.
but they don't. So,
Yeah.
so
No.
they deserve full like blame for that. Somebody's asking, isn't it in Warhammer Vault? Will there be a yearly book? White Dwarf. Oh, they're talking about White Dwarf. The White Dwarfs, to be clear, they have only updated to I think like a year ago or 6 months ago. They don't have the latest ones up
So
there.
all of our bespoke stuff is not in there yet.
Yeah, correct.
Just
And
started
then
watching Plus
yeah,
just like last night. Yeah.
and then of course they're going to give us the annual, no doubt, which will have all of the White Dwarf teams. Which is good. I'll buy that. Because I'm not using the White Dwarfs. I'm using Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Why would I carry a White Dwarf around with me? That's insane.
I refuse. I'll
Yeah,
either get it digitally from somebody or
yeah,
just wait.
sure.
Or Wikipedia, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And like very seriously, so 6 months ago, before the new Kill Team release, I was learning 40k, and I was struggling. I couldn't until
Hmm.
I got to grips with Wikipedia. It allowed me to learn the game, genuinely.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Now that's probably my fault because the best way to learn a game is to have someone tell you the rules, right? You sit down and you play with someone that knows the rules. And I wasn't able to do that. I was playing with someone else that is also learning.
Gotcha.
And so genuinely I needed the resource that was Wikipedia to learn the rules. I could not do it from the 40k book.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I love Wikipedia. If I just am not doing anything in the moment and I just thinking about Kill Team, I'll just peruse and look at
Sure.
some teams and data cards and just for
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
That's what a
yeah.
loser I am.
No, no, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be, definitely. um, yeah, there you go. Cool. Right, I think I'm off that rant now.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry. So I don't know if I even finished up with it. Did we have any sort of point there? How do we feel about the rules releases? Could be better.
Probably mostly like the person who commented.
Yeah.
I get it. But again, I'm the idiot buying it, so I guess
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm gonna buy everything Kill Team that GW puts out
Right.
because
Yeah.
I have a YouTube channel that's all about Kill Team. So
Right.
it's completely irrelevant.
You know what?
Like,
That being said,
mm.
I don't know if I'm going to do Chalnath.
Oh, that's
Calnath,
fair.
Chalnath.
Yeah, sure.
Don't know if I'm going to do it because I
Okay,
don't like the new sisters. I don't like the look of them,
fair.
or probably how I think they're going to play.
Okay,
And I have PTSD from Tau, so
that's fair.
I actually don't know.
I Yeah, I mean, did you ever? Do you have the Imperialis ruins?
No, I don't. That's the
Okay.
one. If there was more terrain in that
Yeah,
box,
yeah.
I would pick it up in a heartbeat. If
Okay,
there was more terrain, I know you said in your video that it actually, since it's heavy, it's more terrain than what you think. I think is that what you said, if I'm
sure.
quoting you correctly,
Could
or
be.
if it's denser than it seems. But if there was more terrain in
Oh,
that box,
yes.
pick it up in a heartbeat.
Um, I mean, as I said, like this is identical terrain. I went and checked it today. I went and watched my first ever video on YouTube, which is me unboxing the Kill Team 18 starter set.
Oh
And I
yeah, yeah.
watched myself pull up all of the sprues for the Imperialis set, and I had my Chalnath next to me, and it's identical sprues. It's 8 frames of the sprue. They're identical. And people loved that terrain. I don't know if people love this terrain, even though it's
Yeah,
identical.
I'll say that I don't love the Octarius terrain design,
Okay.
but I do love the function.
Sure, sure.
I feel like it's, I mean, that is a you can build a couple of different great boards with that. It's super functional. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's enough terrain. Um, Even though I don't like the ramshackle orc style,
Okay,
I love the function of it,
okay.
and I really do like the kind of very futuristic Catholic, Gothic feel
Sure.
of whatever the
Chalnath.
Chalnath stuff
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, right. I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Uh,
Well, I should be a better host, probably, shouldn't
yeah,
I? Okay,
I got
so
it for you. Oh, if you got something, you go first.
not really. No,
No,
I
okay.
was going off the top of my
Do you
head on
think
that one.
do you think that we're going to get an Elite's equivalent? And do you think a lot of the Elite models from the old team will be in this one? Because I talked to a lot of people. Maybe I'm too cynical. I almost lean towards that we're not getting like the Elite stuff that we got from the last round, but a lot of people are, and I could be the idiot who's wrong. What do you think?
So sorry. Other people think we're not getting elites, but you think we are?
No, vice versa. Most
Oh,
people I
sorry. Okay,
talk to think that we'll be
think
getting
we are.
it. Maybe I'm just the cynical jerk. I'm sure we'll get other units, but I don't
Mm.
know if I personally feel like we're going to get the elites like we got last time.
I don't know. At first, I thought it was a slam dunk. Yes, of course, we're going to get the elites expansion. We're going to get compendium, then we're going to get elites. Maybe we get command. Like maybe they're just following essentially the same format, but mixing which units each thing gets. But now that I've kind of seen what they're doing,
With the bespoke thing and
yeah, I don't. I genuinely don't know. Yeah, like
yeah.
I used to have a theory, and I feel that my theory is now invalid, and
Mm.
so I haven't come up with a new theory. I'm in a somewhat negative way, almost. I'm a bit lost. I don't know what's coming, and on the one hand, that's kind of cool because like anything's possible, you know.
Sure.
On the other hand, like I kind of want to know. I I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
You might be aware, Ben. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I don't like hobby, and I know. It's a big shock to all.
This
It's
is
a
a
big
hobby
shock.
podcast.
I know, yeah. Um, I genuinely don't want to waste my time hobbying on a compendium team that gets updated in a month's time, and none of the models are like viable, or only half of them are. That
Super
would
valid.
genuinely annoy me. Yeah.
Valid.
But as we have no real, what's the word? Roadmap. Like we have a roadmap, but we
We know
don't
we're
know.
getting more. We don't know.
We know we're getting stuff.
Right.
Right.
Which will just be a couple more boxes. And
Sure.
in my estimation, we're just going to get a couple more bespoke teams and some boxes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's all I want. I'm not asking for any more than that. I just want new teams. Yeah. That's fine.
yeah.
But you know, they've gone with the whole 40k release cycle, right? It's hey, each quarter you're getting 3 teams. A white dwarf and then 2 bespoke in a box. Have fun. I was like, so that means it's an entire year until we have everything updated from the compendium. And from everything I've heard, you know, when I've talked to like playtesters and stuff, compendium isn't Kill Team. That's not the game we're meant to be playing. It's fine. Like it's good. It's a good way to learn the game. It's fine. They're never going to say you cannot play a compendium team. They'll still be valid. But it's not the game that they spent years testing and building. That's the thing that gets you playing the game and keeping you going for the year, 2 years until you get your team.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, I kind of just want all the teams now.
Yeah, me too. Also, I mean, I like bouncing between. I mean, I know you're like the same way. You variety is a spice of life here. I like bouncing between a few different ones. And like barrier, well, I'm retreading what we've already talked about.
Sure.
But learning a bespoke team is a little intimidating at first.
Yeah.
And so compendium, I'm a happy compendium boy.
Me too. I just played for the first time. Oh, that's something we could talk about that isn't hobby, Necrons. But I just played them for the first time.
Oh.
And I know. And I was like, oh yeah, that sucked. And I can immediately drop them and not play them for 6 months, and I can play something else. But as I was thinking, okay, who should I play instead? Blah, blah, blah. Not once did it occur to me to play any of the bespoke teams. Like, just in my mind, they are blocked out. I'm just,
because you can't just pick them up and roll dice.
Exactly. Like, on 2 days ago, Friday. What day? It's Friday today. Yesterday, Thursday night, I played. I recorded a little battle report, same as I did last time with the Pathfinders. And I like just one. It was fine. But I hardly used their special abilities. Because it was the first time I was playing them. I didn't really know them that well. I forgot to do comms. I forgot to do, I've just forgot everything, basically. Winning was, pure luck, whatever. But it was still like, wow, I didn't really give a representative feeling of like, how this team plays, because I forgot to do everything. Apart from the core baked into the data sheet, the stat block stuff, like this gun is silent, this gun is ignores obscured, whatever. I just forgot everything else.
Well, you're playing both sides, right?
No, so the last 2 battle reports I've done, which were Pathfinder versus Drukhari, and then earlier today I did Necrons versus Marines. I actually managed to play with a real person.
Oh, nice. Because I feel I sat hammered a lot in the last edition.
Yeah, sure.
The new edition is not like sad hammering. It's ever like tons of fun, right?
Yeah.
But this new edition is a lot clunkier to sad hammer.
Really? Okay.
In my opinion, I think it has to do with just orders. I think orders are part of it, and there's just I don't know, but my personal feeling is that it takes a little bit more to sad hammer in this edition.
Okay.
And that's a moot point because nobody wants to play sad hammer. That's an observation I have.
Sure. Sad hammer is something you have to do at times. Have to do at times. Yeah, it's not like I wish they had balanced this game better for me playing solo. It's like, that's not the game. What are you doing? Yeah. The thing is, when I'm recording a Battlefield, which is pretty much the only time I'm playing Sandhammer, which is why I'm not playing any games at the moment. My focus is completely elsewhere. So my tactics are bad, but that's kind of fine. But because luckily I don't remember what I was thinking of doing with the other team. So
Gotcha.
I'm not second guessing myself much because I'm like, I don't know what I was gonna do over there. Why did that guy dash? I don't know. So it actually works relatively well, weirdly. Yeah.
Nice.
The only negative is I know both sides secondaries.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
also part of it.
who cares?
Whatever.
Yeah. Disco PT says it would be funny if it turned out the compendium teams were more popular than the bespoke teams, which is almost exactly what we were just saying. Because they're simpler, they are. For me, like, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, at least right now, for sure. Anybody I've talked to.
Yeah. I feel like eventually, when I decide I want to go and win some tournaments and like really practice and stuff, I feel like I'm going to have to pick a main, or maybe two, right? Whereas with Compendium, I feel like, yeah, they're basically all just a stat block. I can play whatever, it's just, what are their stats? Okay, I can play them. Whereas the main teams are like, there's a lot going on there.
I spend some time, but you had it exactly right, and that's what's happening right now. And you see, I mean, bespoke, the people who are like really working the bespoke teams are the people who are crushing, right? Like,
yes.
4 commandos,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
So it's just, I mean, that's how it is, but
yeah,
and that's fine. That's, who cares? Bespoke teams are meant to be more comprehensive and have more options, anyways. But
sure. Now, Equus Mule here says the bespoke teams just have too many tools not to use them in a competitive format. I feel like they just have a touch too much.
Immediately, at where I am right now in the game, agree.
Hold on, because I'm not sure if he means they have too much for a beginner player to do, to think about, or if he means they have a touch too much power compared to the compendium teams.
Ooh,
yeah,
agree with that.
Oh, okay.
But I don't care.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean,
Yeah.
there's more options. They certainly have more options, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that in itself is powerful.
Yeah, I agree. I actually don't mind that compendium is supposed to be completely swapped out. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Same.
But I mean, in fairness, if I ever want to take a new player into the game and teach them how, I'll probably still use my compendium. Because it's like, hey, forget about those big blocks of text. Let's just roll some dice. I would never try and thrust all that on someone, So I just played Necrons for the first time. I was the Necron player, playing into a tactical Marine squad. Have you played Necrons?
Again, another team that I kind of despise from last edition.
Okay, that's
fair. So no. And also, you talk. I have not played it.
All right.
I have not played them or played against them this edition.
Okay. So I've been wanting to play them for a while because I have quite a few of them for 40k, and I don't know. I just thought, why not? They don't seem like a particularly, like, I'm not seeing them everywhere, so they're hipster enough for me. But they obviously have like good shooting, so they probably can win stuff if they do good things. But I was scared because I generally don't get on well with 2 APL teams in general.
Agreed.
But also, obviously, they are 2 circle move, and that scared me. I haven't played DG, so I don't really know how the 2 circle move affects everyone. But I don't know, man. I didn't like Necrons.
Really?
Was
it too one-dimensional for you?
It's quite hard to tell. I've only played them once, obviously, and I rolled really under average. So like, despite having good shooting, I wasn't killing Marines.
Sure.
By the end of the game, he'd tabled. I had 3 models left on the board. Oh, I can
Able to
see.
attack.
I conceded
Dang.
turn 2, to be clear, because it was just obvious he'd had it. I killed one of his guys. He killed, what would it be? 6, 7 of mine. 6 of mine. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh,
What did he take? Plasma missile? What did he take?
heavy bolter melter.
Oh wow, opposite of what I thought.
Yeah, oddly. To be fair, he was just taking the models he had. It
Gotcha.
wasn't like he was. He would
Still a
have
great
preferred.
outfit, right?
Yeah,
Still a great
yeah,
outfit, yeah.
exactly. So like, oh man, it didn't go, and I was like, and so I was thinking, I said, okay, I rolled under average, fine. A good player should still be able to kind of overcome that. And I was like, where did I go wrong? What did I do? I deliberately played them very offensive because all of my warriors had the 6-inch range gun. So I was
Gotcha.
like, okay, I've got to move up, and I'm slow. I have to move up. I expect a harsh turn 1, but then hopefully I should be able to punish him turn 2. And that did not happen. He punished me turn 1 and
Yikes.
2. I've got to say. So it's obviously not fair when you get such poor dice rolls. It's
Really
hard to really be objective.
Yeah.
You know.
That happened to me with Repentia the other day,
Oh, okay.
and just garbage rolls,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Tell you, Repent just suck. I'm never gonna play them again. uh, so it's not like I've made a final decision on Necrons, but let's just say playing them didn't make me think better about their 2 APL and their slow movement.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, 200 is tough. I mean, I like I said, I ran Death Guard last night for one game for the first time. The Plague Bell will help turn 1, but
Yep.
other than, if you're a cluster of dumb Plague Boys, it helps. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's
Gotcha.
Necrons. They
The
did.
Necrons definitively suck.
I
Necrons are
think that's fair to
garbage.
say. Yeah.
Definitively, okay.
100%. Yes. Never play Necrons. How do you feel, moving on somewhat, about line of sight rules? Yeah, that's
I
kind of what they're talking about in chat here. Like, I think there's probably a pretty good chat to be had in that. And someone says, "Hi, my name is Ben." So, hello, Ben.
Hi, welcome, Ben. If your name is actually Ben, congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like Kill Team and like talking about it? You can have my job.
Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts on the line of sight?
Big barrier for entry to me. Like for
Okay.
me personally, as somebody, like I said, I'll out myself right now. The reason I don't talk about rules is because it takes me like I see people in chat like in the first week or two who are like, boom, got this stuff and explaining it to people. And I'm like, wow, I wish I could do that. I am super not that.
Sure.
So line of sight took me a little bit to get. Um, I'm okay with it now, but it took me a little bit, honestly,
Okay.
because I'm just not. I don't have that great rules brain, so it took me a little bit.
Yeah.
Frankly,
that's fair. It definitely took me quite some time as well. Even now, I have to stop and think for a moment. Like, okay,
oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
are they obscured? Are they actually within 1 inch? And I agree that it's. I'd love to say it's needlessly complicated and we could streamline it, but it literally is the game.
I like what it does. I
Sure.
just
Yeah.
don't like having to learn it. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
that's fair. Yeah, yeah.
What are the people in chat saying? Do they agree or do they think that?
No,
What do they
they
think?
almost say exactly what you said. You seem to have your the finger on the pulse of the kill team community there, Ben. Line of sight is already hard enough for new people to comprehend. Pair that with 10 unique models here. They're kind of talking about. We were talking about stuff before then. Bespoke teams. I wish line of sight was a bit easier. Mainly wish that the thickness of the cover wasn't factoring in, and it was just the proximity to the closest part of it to the base of the model.
That's like a type of person who gets the rules really quickly. The person who wrote that seems like they have a really good grasp of the rules that I don't
Okay.
have.
Okay. And I love line of sight. They make the game very in depth, just based off movement and predicting, but they're not worded very nice for helping people to understand. I agree with that.
That's
So I think there is a version of the game that is much simpler, which just has, are you within an inch of this terrain? Okay, you get these benefits.
yeah.
And I think that's probably actually a very valid way of teaching a new player, like, color lines. It's like, you're like, don't care. Are you within an inch? Okay, you have light color. You have heavy color. Cool.
Yeah. I'm still like have to think about cover lines.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
also I don't do bad reps.
Yes. So it will never matter for you. Yeah.
It would never matter. That's why
Yeah.
I can hide,
Mm, mm.
hide
But
behind hobby.
yeah. But then at the same time, I do agree that the entire game, the reason this game isn't simple roll some dice, Warcry style, which everybody generally agreed was too simple, is because of how terrain and cover works.
We wouldn't like it if it was, can I
No,
see you? I can shoot you. Nobody would like it if it was that
no,
way. But
no, not at all.
it's a hard line, isn't it? It's a hard line it's a hard cover line to walk, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Well done. Very comedic there. Good. Uh, no, I agree. It's tough because we literally cannot say line of sight sucks, because if you don't like the line of sight and orders, you don't like the game,
Right.
basically. So it's like saying, hey, do you like the core engine of the game? No, don't play the game. Like, that's literally
Exactly.
the game. You
Yeah.
don't like the game. You can just say that. It's fine.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
okay. You're allowed to not like the game.
yeah, of
It's
course,
fine.
of course. You probably shouldn't be watching this podcast. Like, you've hung around for too long, I would probably say.
Your choices.
Yeah, Malaki Gallant says all of Kill Team's, it's Malachi, why did I pronounce it that way? All of Kill Team's rules are written like a DM dealing with the worst rules lawyers in the world. Yeah, I agree. Like, they are, I think so. A lot of other game systems, obviously I'm mainly thinking Fantasy Flight, they put out like a player handbook, which is like a pamphlet, and it gives you
Right.
the rules of the game. And most people can just kind of play off that. But
Gotcha. Interesting.
online, they have like the full glossary of everything.
Okay.
And apparently, Corvus Belli, the guys that do Infinity, go even a step further, which is they have the little pamphlet you get in the box. Then they have their big manual, which is like a 40k manual. And then they have the online rules, which cover every possible scenario.
Oh,
So,
wow.
like, anytime somebody asks a new question that isn't covered, they add it. And it's like, oh, you found a new niche scenario. We're gonna tell you exactly how that works. So
Interesting.
if
And
you
Infinity even has like babies first Infinity and then full
yes,
on,
yep,
right? Yeah.
that's right, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, that would probably be a really good idea. They kind of did it with 40k, and they cut it down to the core rules are just like 8 pages. Remember that? That was a big selling point of 8th edition, I think. For Age of Sigmar it was 4 pages, I remember, and then 8th
That's what got
edition.
me Sigmar.
Yeah,
It
sure,
just how easy it was to get started.
yeah, yeah. But then what were those actually the core rules? Just 4 pages?
I've had 2 kids since then. I have
Oh,
no
okay,
clue.
right, yeah, okay,
I have absolutely no clue.
yeah,
But that's what got me into Sigmar is those
that's fine.
just really. I think it was enough to play. I know that much. It was enough
Sure,
to
yeah, yeah.
say, I'm not sure. Read this book, and then yeah.
Yes,
Of course,
exactly.
I fell out of love with Sigmar. I don't care to
Ah,
play it
that's a
anymore.
shame. That's a shame. The mechanics or the world?
A little bit of both. Stormcast.
Nice. Let's slag off Age of Sigmar for a bit. Why don't you like Age of Sigmar?
Uh, first off, I don't like. I just don't have the time to play full army games.
Okay,
That's a big.
okay,
Also, I like guns. I want to shoot things. I
sure.
want to shoot things from across the board,
That's
which
the
is why I
American
played
coming out in
Sigmar.
you there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Stay away
God
from any
bless
schools.
America. And so I played the Sky Dwarves because I wanted to shoot guns in
Yes,
Sigmar.
I agree. They are cool.
But
That is fair.
yeah, I mean, Stormcast, I think are so generic in their design.
Okay,
Like, other people like them, they just don't do anything for me.
okay.
Says the Space Marine
Yeah,
fanboy.
like,
But
aren't they
uh,
meant to just be the Space Marines of Sigmar? But they're
I
not doing it
think.
for you? Oh, okay. All right.
Don't do it for me. Don't know why. Don't do it for
Okay.
me. But yeah, I think it's both. I think I just don't love the world of Sigmar. I like to shoot things, and
Okay.
sci-fi is just better. And if you have a problem, I like to live in the gray, but sci-fi is just better. Other than
That's
that,
big.
I just think
That
sci-fi.
is
Yeah,
big. Okay. Big. Sci-fi is better than fantasy. Right. That's a
yeah.
big
For Ben,
statement.
for
Okay.
this idiot.
All right. All right. Did you have any connection with the old world? How did you feel about them blowing it up?
Couldn't care less. Could
Okay.
not care less
Okay.
because my intro was Sigmar.
Okay. Okay.
So I
Fair.
don't have an opinion on it. I'm
Okay.
sure other people do, but not that guy.
Uh,
I know
a Lorondil is leaving. Thank you. Not because of the
because
tasteless.
I crapped all over. Yeah, Sigmar. Sorry, man.
So not because of the tasteless joke I just made about school shootings. But he just has to go. Um, yeah, yeah, Sigma. At at different times in my life, I've been interested or not interested in Sigma. Ultimately, now I've fully decided I'm never gonna play Sigma.
Yeah.
But for a long time, it tempted me. And I wasn't one of those people that cared about them blowing up the old world. At least when they did it. Much later, I realized that actually I really liked the old world. But
Really?
that didn't stop me. That doesn't keep me away from Sigma. It was just I liked the old world. Um,
Gotcha.
but like yeah, I think because I'm me, throughout the ages I've bought like the Ideneth Deepkin, like start collecting the Fire Slayers, the Quadrant Overlords. Obviously I've picked up a bunch of Stormcast because of my Grey Knights, and I see now that crazy that there's a store over in the UK called Whaling Games. They're doing the Dominion box for 50% off GW. Like that's crazy. How poorly did it sell for that to be a thing? Like
Ouch.
that's actually concerning. If it had just been they knocked it down a little bit, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough, cool. They've still
Wow.
got stock 6 months later, right? But like 50% of my understanding is that most companies buy at 50% off from GW, so they're
Right.
selling
Yeah.
at cost to get the box out of their shelves. Like that's nuts.
Ouch.
Yeah,
That's a big ouch.
yeah. To be fair, it's a really big box, so I can imagine. Yeah,
It's a big,
they were.
yeah.
That's taking up a lot of shelf space. Yeah, yeah. Um, Sigmar feels a lot more like it's a hobbyist game than 40k is, and you can really see that from the people, from the absolutely stunning models they're putting out for it that are a pain in the ass to transport. Oh, that is true. Okay, I was completely against what I was reading there until I got to the end. And I agree, they are putting out some crazy looking models, like
Beautiful.
Techless,
Yeah.
who's like connected by his tiptoe to this weird horned owl thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Beautiful. I mean, the models are beautiful. The sculpts are beautiful.
Yep, yep. I mean, they're not all for me. I don't like the high elf with balls thing. Doesn't do it. Don't know.
I like elves. Period. Yeah.
Oh, you're not an elf guy?
Not an elf guy. I'm a dwarf guy,
Okay,
man.
yeah, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I like
One,
elves. I
one or
like
the
elves.
other.
Okay,
One or the
all right.
other.
All right.
That being said, Drukari's next for me in Kill Team.
Okay. They're elves, right?
Oh, really? Is that what they
Yeah.
are?
I don't wanna.
Oh,
You could buy
I
squats,
thought
third
they were
party squats, and give them Shardeth
careful
and
what you say about
Impalas.
squats. Careful about squats. People will live or die by what you say about squats.
They can die. It's fine. I don't know. Okay with it. Um.
I
Yeah.
thought Drukari were just really, really tall, skinny dwarves, actually.
Yes. That is in a way what they are. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
but they look really, really good on the tabletop. So
Yeah. 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 No, that's fair. I quite like Drukari. Yeah. Until in 40k they became one of the best teams. Now I can't play.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
Kill Team, I feel like they're not good enough for me to play
Sure.
them. Like now you and
Yeah.
me different. Right? I need the help of playing. Like I probably should play Custodes. That would probably be good for
Oh,
me.
okay.
But
Sure.
I refuse to play Custodes. I
Mhm.
refuse to play Harlequins.
Okay.
Just it's I'm just a stupid hipster at heart, and so I
Nice.
just don't play them. I'm sure I need the help of them. I'm not that good a player that I'd probably benefit, but
Sure.
Yeah, but Drukari, I mean, they haven't crushed anything super hard yet, so I'm like, I'll give it a shot.
Yes, I agree. So from the TTS scene with all the competitive guys, I'm hearing that Drukhari are pretty strong actually.
But yeah, they won a command point thing, didn't they, a little bit ago?
Oh, that sounds very possible. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
they're doing well. I mean, they were doing
okay,
well for sure.
okay, good. Yeah, they. I believe they're strong. I played them once yesterday. I think
Oh
I've
yeah,
probably played a few, had a few misplays. Um, but like my pathfinders managed to handle them, and but you could always say, well, that was probably because of the terrain. Like I had two guys with silent weapons up on a vantage point. What are you supposed to do, right?
hmm.
Like,
Good lord.
sorry, yeah, exactly. You know, so game feels broken when you got that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what happened to me last night with my death guard. There was
yeah,
a recruit with a hunting rifle
yeah,
posted up, and I was like, well, you killed my one good melee guy, so I guess you just
yeah.
go eat lunch up there, take a break.
Guess I'm done. Yeah. Um,
And then what I like about Drukari, any
yeah,
team that can go five shooting, five melee is
yeah.
instantly interesting to me.
Okay.
Um, and so I just like that. Like that's where it's like Scions, I think, fall short. Is
They,
even though they're
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite. Boy, I mean, if you're a melee unit, you just
yeah.
goodbye Scion, you're dead.
I mean, I hate to say it because we're hipsters, but you know who else does that? Commandos. They have really good shooting, and they have really good melee.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that just the other day because similar to you, I was like, who can do it all? Like, what's like who? Yeah, who can do a bit of everything? Who are the combined arms teams? It's like probably
evidently the team
Commandos.
that crushed. Yeah, at the
Yeah,
last.
weirdly yeah, it's weird how those two things line up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's strange. No,
Yeah,
they don't normally do that. Yeah.
yeah.
And then, okay, can I, as I am somebody who was like calling for new orcs for so long,
Oh yeah, sure.
and now that there's new orcs, I'm like, I
That
think I
would
like the old orcs.
Oh, you like the old? Wait, which old orcs?
Like any orcs that are not the new ones. Like I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
man, I would love updated boys, updated knobs,
Yeah,
updated models. And now that we have this amazingly sculpted orc team, I'm
yeah.
like, maybe I'll just kit bash one using the old garbage models that I have.
Is that because you're a hipster and you don't
It
like that now
very
everyone is
might be.
using an identical team?
Maybe for
Okay.
could totally be. I'm just a heartless, soulless ego monster that just
No, I feel you. I feel you. I'm. Gosh, I don't know. I I'm kind of the same. Oddly, so 40k has some amazing sculpts, some amazing models, amazing atmosphere. Whenever I look at a new faction, I'm like, what can I buy third party?
hmm.
And I don't really like. It's not because I don't want to buy
Yeah,
GW's
I feel
models. I'm just like, how? It. I think it's because like, how do I make it my own?
that's
You
the
know?
thing. I like my kill teams, my armies to feel like mine.
Yes.
I like them
Yeah.
to feel like they're mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Just very quickly. Sorry. Interview with the internet says metaphors and neophytes, half melee, half shooting. I like the idea that you could just bring metaphors to the table. Someone just says, "Oh," you just say, "Here's a good metaphor I've pulled out for you." And it's like, and they're like, "Whoa, you blew my
Funny enough,
mind." Yeah.
that's my brother. That's the guy who crushed me with a crew talks last night.
He hit you with a hard metaphor,
Yeah, he crushed me
broke
with
your
the metaphor.
thinking. There, that'll
Yeah,
do it.
that's
That'll
my
do it.
brother. What's up, Sam? Hey, man.
Yeah. Um.
That's funny.
Yes. Sorry. So I completely forgot what we were talking about
Me
before I
too.
interrupted.
Models being feeling we're because we're just
Yes, making your own, making your mark on your team, I suppose.
yeah.
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 Um.
Right now, I'm
No.
kit bashing some Chaos Marines,
Okay.
and I'm going for like recently, like they just decided to be Chaos Boys, so they don't have any mutations or funky armor stuff yet. They just have a bunch of skulls.
Yeah.
And it's just my way of playing regular Marines with Chaos rules.
Sure.
So that's kind of why I'm doing it.
Yeah. I mean, in a little way, that's why I'm doing this. Was it chapter master
Yeah,
kill team because nobody else is gonna do that because that's dumb. Don't spend £150 to get 5 models. That's dumb. Nobody
sure.
else is gonna do that. And in a way, that's why I'm doing it. I think there was also, oddly for me, I think AdMech, because they got the cool heads, have such great sculpts. And if I were to play an AdMech team, I wouldn't need to do a third-party thing, because I think
Sure.
they're good enough. And very oddly, that's a negative for me. Odd as that sounds, it's like, these models look too good. There's too much theme.
It's weird that I'm totally connecting you with you on this. I don't know why, what it is, but you putting it into words, like I really connect with it. There's something about them just being too good. Like AdMech is a team that I think those models are just brilliant. Like I think they're amazing. I haven't built a single AdMech model yet. I have
Okay.
them on my desk. They've been sitting on my desk for months. Haven't even popped them out of the box.
Yeah.
Why is that? Maybe because
Oh.
they're just too good. Wow, interesting.
Maybe. Or are you
Maybe I just
making fun of me? I'm not sure. I can't tell.
no. I'm actually
Oh,
being
okay.
genuine.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
not being a jerk. I'm actually being genuine. Yeah.
No, you can make fun of me. You
Sorry.
want? That's fine. Yeah. Hmm.
That is
Uh,
accidentally out sarcasm. Somebody from the UK. Is that what just happened right now?
Never. No, I was distracted because the last Starter had just said I was actually going to buy all the chapter masters for my Deathwatch army, so I'm banning him. So he's deleted from the
Oh,
internet. No one's allowed to
Isaac.
do that now.
Not my sweet Isaac.
Nice.
Isaac is a hardcore Death Watch man. That we talk Death Watch all the time.
Oh, you know what? He said Deathwatch army though, so maybe that's not his kill team. That's
So you guys
okay.
can
You're
coexist.
reinstated to the internet. It's okay. We're good. We're good. Um. Oh. Yeah. So anyway, cool. I suppose we should finish up in some sort of vague narrative. What are you looking forward to the future for Kill Team?
Well, I have more stuff. Simply more stuff.
That's gonna
I
happen. Yeah.
yeah, and that's a good thing. Can I tell you what my dream team would be right now?
Go for it.
Which is not a thing right now.
Okay.
I really miss Ogrins and Bullgrins. Really
Yeah. Sure.
miss.
Okay.
Feel like might never get them.
Hmm.
But I have this idea that if they gave them to us in a guard team,
Yeah.
that you could run like compendium style, right? Fire teams. A fire team of 3 Ogrins and Bullgrins,
Yeah.
kind of like Tyranid Warrior style.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be really dumb to balance them out, so you can't like really interact with objectives.
Yeah. Yeah.
A team of 5 Scions and 3 Bullgrins/Ogrins
Okay.
would that specifically the one thing that we'll never ever possibly get because it's too specific. That's what I'm hoping for.
Interesting. Okay. So I had this idea before as well. Similarly, the idea of an abhuman team. So it would be Bullgrins and then Ratlings.
Oh, super dope!
Like
I put
just
that.
yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I don't know what their options would be, but 5 dudes with snipers and camo cloaks, 5 dudes with shields and hitty sticks.
Yeah,
Great.
you know,
I'll play that.
more fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever get, but
Yeah.
fun stuff, and also more people making kill team content. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes. Well, yeah, okay. We probably shouldn't finish up talking about analytics of YouTube again. But it's a very interesting thing. We can talk about that off. It's fine. I suppose if I was to talk about what am I looking forward to? I don't know, finding meaning in life, I guess. I don't really.
That'd be nice. Let me know when you find it.
Don't hold your breath. No, I suppose. I just want to know what's coming next. You know, I just want to know. I would like a roadmap that tells us more specifically when we're getting each faction over the next year. I don't need to know what's in the faction. I don't need to know any of the rules. I just want a symbol of their faction and a month. That's it. There you go.
That'd be
Like,
great.
very
That
genuinely, that would get me more hyped than actually knowing what's in the faction. Oddly,
Sure.
you know,
Right.
because I
Just give you something to hold on to.
yeah,
You
yeah,
just want something to hold on to.
exactly. Yes, thank you for pointing out I don't have a girlfriend. It's fine. No, but so very seriously, over when I was watching into X-Wing and I was into Fantasy Flight, I don't know, the way they do their previews, is firstly it's not nearly as crazy as GW. Obviously, it's like they release like one X-wing ship, or sorry, 4 X-wing ships every 4 to 6 months, I guess.
Okay.
Something that, like, it's fine. Or maybe every 3 months, who knows. And they would release a teaser image which shows you everything you get in the expansion, which traditionally would have like 2 cards that you can read the text of, which is like their first little bait. It's like, oh, cool, I can see. You get to see the model, obviously, and you get to see like 2 cards, which obviously is, and so maybe you'll get their basic stat line and one of their upgrades. Cool. And then closer to the time, they release all of the rules in these preview articles, apart from one
Really?
thing. Yeah. So they stop you from knowing like one key thing. Like, let's say it was 40k kill team, they would stop you from knowing their armor save and their number of APL. Let's say, like, but you know everything else about the team. You know exactly what's coming, but you don't know their armor save, their APL. And I'm like, I actually really like that. Like, it lets the people that want to theory hammer start theory hammering. It lets the people that want to take a guess at stuff start playing things on TTS. Like, and it just lets you think about things and be into it. But they're not giving you enough to play the game. You can't play it, right?
Sure. Right.
And I'm okay with that. That's fine by me. But like, it's
that's very interesting.
Yeah, I would actually really like that.
Yeah,
So,
same for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I like when they give us, they show us data cards and stuff like that. Big fan of that. I like when people leak it early.
Yes. Yeah. No, completely. I mean, I joke about the man reads book content, but
I love it.
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I've already said when it was either Ash or Geek Gaming, Glacial Geek, who leaked the Elites book.
Yeah.
I spent like that entire week before we got it in our hands on their video, just looking at the pages of the. I was loving it. I was having an amazing time. Like it was, for me, it was only a build up of anticipation, seeing their leaks. It was only a build up of me spending money, which obviously is what GW wants. But oddly, since I've done it myself, especially with Compendium and the new kill team, there were not a huge amount, but some people do just leave a comment saying, "Thanks for saving me my money on these videos," and it's like, I'm actually really curious how many people will sit down and watch the video and say, "Okay, I'm not going to buy it."
Interesting. Yeah. That day when you went through all of the compendium stuff, like, was that a Saturday? And anyways, I don't know, because I'm a glass simp, and I am on a patron. I saw the thumbnail, so I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I was so excited that morning
How
when
could you not
everything
be?
got dropped.
Yeah.
I was so pumped that day.
Yeah.
To watch you flip through and show us everything. That was that was a good day, good
I
time.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm hyped that I can now be the one that does that. Like, that's really cool.
That's cool.
And like, I know that they get a bad rap for doing it, but like, it's great fun. It's great fun for me.
It's good for the community. It's literally only good for community in my mind.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks very much for coming on. I realized we probably should have said this at the beginning, but you do have a YouTube channel called Battle Brothers Tabletop.
I'm just happy to be here. Yeah, I do have a small where I talk about Kill Team. I do mediocre hobby and mediocre strats.
Nice.
If that's your thing, for just vanilla middle of the road, I talk. I do because I enjoy hobby and I enjoy strats a little bit. So I typically build a team and then talk about what I think about them. So if you like that, maybe you can give it a shot.
Okay.
And if you hate it, you can say, Glass lied to me and said this was decent.
Yeah.
Actually, you never said it was decent, so it wouldn't be a lie. Yeah.
I have said nothing about your channel. Yes, that is true. I probably did. If I disavow. Yeah. No, obviously, you should check Battle Brothers Tabletop out. He has a good camera and good lighting setup, which is appreciated when you consider.
Hell, man. just half the battle.
Oh yeah, complete. The other half, of course, is audio.
Yeah, that's also good. Get a
Yeah,
good mic. Good mic helps.
yeah, for sure.
Or get a cool gamer setup where you can wear your headphones and yeah, don't have that. Not that cool.
Well, you got to have a certain level of drip to pull this off. I've got to say, I just need something to detract from my lack of hair, actually. And I feel that this accentuates my baldness so much that you have to look at it and say, "Oh, he knows."
Yeah.
He knows.
Well, you got a beard, man. If
I do.
no hair,
Yeah.
grow out a beard. You have a see. I don't really have a full beard. It's a little pat. You
Oh,
have like a
okay.
nice, like trimmable beard. I don't
I
have
do.
that. So
Yeah.
you're blessed in other ways, man.
Oh, yeah. I wish I was blessed in more ways than just this, but what can you do, right? You gotta play the hand you dealt.
You have to.
Don't know where we're going with this. All right.
You have to play the tack ops you draw, don't you?
Oh, I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna
Go
steal
for
that.
it.
I'm
It's
gonna put
yours,
out. I'm
baby.
gonna put out a video before you do saying that, so you lost it. I'm sorry.
It's yours, baby. It's all yours.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming on, doing another Vantage Point. As you say, it's just good to have more people talking about Kill Team.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me on, man.
And to everybody watching in chat, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed hearing people talk about Kill Team. That's kind of what we're doing here. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Have a good day, chat. Have a good day, Ben. Do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hope this didn't hurt your viewership too bad.
It's on Twitch. I don't care. So everybody go check out Battle Brothers Tabletop and have a good day, guys. See ya.
Adios.